This is a Sprock straight razor. I just got done putting a set of Kowa scales on this. It's ground in Hamburg. It's a lovely straight razor. It was given to me as a gift from Brian Hendry. I restored the blade, put a set of scales on it. Now I need to hone this blade. To start with, I'm going to start with my 1K Suhiro. Now I could do a lot of gymnastics and dancing around with this. This has very small microchips along the entire edge of the blade. Matter of fact, I'm going to look at it one more time under a loop. Stand by. Just to make certain I know where they're all at. And now I could do all kinds of things on this hone. I could lift the spine and do some of that. I could do all kinds of things to get those chips out. As a matter of fact, I could just simply hone this and those chips would go away. But now, what I'm going to do is just do that right there a couple of times. Now that won't get rid of it, but if there's any kind of what it'll do is a lot of any bad steel on there, it'll roll one way or the other, and then I can go ahead and hone. Now this is a hollow ground blade. Stand by. What I'm going to do, I'm going to mark the edge of this blade. You see, making marks with this marker. Now I could run a blade straight across there, or this felt tip across like that, but it has a tendency a lot of times to cut into that felt tip and not actually mark the edge of the razor properly. So I learned this from Caleb McCullough, watching him, and I like that a lot better. And so what I'm doing is I want to lay this flat on this hone and see what this does. And I'm using just a slight bit of forward torque on this blade. And when I take a look at it under the loop, I see that this is a pretty straight blade. It's not quite hitting the heel, so what I'll have to do is kind of concentrate on that heel just a little bit. See what that did. Okay, so yeah, that's all it takes. It's just a little bit more pressure on the heel as I come this way. And it'll hone that heel just fine. And while we're doing, I'm using just a bit of pressure, not a boatload, because what I have here is a full hollow blade. This blade will flex quite a bit. under any kind of pressure. So what I want to do is try to minimize that flex, because if the edge flexes, if the blade flexes, what'll happen is you'll end up honing right here back behind the apex of the blade, and it won't actually ever get to the apex. You'll be honing on this blade, trying to set a bevel on it forever and a day. It won't make any difference. So you want to watch that. But now, all I'm going to do with this is just hone this edge until those chips are gone, taking whatever time is necessary. And if I want to, I could lift it up. Just a little bit. Keep looking at my blade. Actually, what I want to do, yeah, I know, everybody goes, well, don't bread knife it. Well, first of all, I'm not really bread knifing. I'm just shaping this tip. And it doesn't matter. In my opinion, you have to remove metal somehow. Period. Now, whether you remove that metal through bread knifing or whether you use some other technique, the fact remains that you're going to have to remove that metal. So what difference does it make? You're going to be removing metal one way or the other. And with me, I had a little chip right there, and it was a little bit deeper than most of the others, and so I basically just decided to remove that. And I'm gonna remark this just to see what my progress is when I begin to hone this again. I may have to lift the toe just a hair, but I don't think so. This blade is fairly flat, fairly even. Alright. And I could already see that the it's going all the way to the tip. And I'm getting a nice flat, clean bevel. And I'm pretty sure, probably in no time flat, this will be cutting hair off my arm with a bevel set. She'll be ready to move on. But it's just, this is my favorite kind of edge. I love a full hollow blade. In my opinion, for me, in my experience, and everybody is going to experience the way an edge feels a little bit differently, but The reason that I like a full hollow blade is because, for me at least, the edges feel more keen. Doesn't mean that it is. A lot of it is just feel. And I love the feel of a full hollow blade. Alright, that's shaving all along the edge of the blade from heel to tip. Now what I'm going to do is lighten up and do a few strokes. And you can look at the water, watch it undercut. And see that bevel set. Beautiful. That's all it takes. Now, if I look at my tape, to me, that's not damaged very much at all. So I'm not going to change that tape. You can do what you want. I don't see the point. I'm going to roll over here onto the 3K. And, wait a minute, what I want to do, before I do that, I want to look at this under the loop. Make sure every little chip and nick that was in this edge be satisfied that they're gone. Okay, well, there's still a couple of small ones left, so I'm going to go back here to my 1K. Because I want them gone. They're barely there. Alright, let's see what that looks like. If they're not gone, I have something else I'm going to do, and I'll show you if that's the case. Well, Actually, I'm not. What I was gonna do, I had a chip here and one here. And what I would normally do is just concentrate on those two areas and then blend. But I have a chip right dead in the middle. So what I'm going to do, and in my opinion, my bevel is more narrow on this end, so I'm going to do some heel leading. All right, now let's have a look at that. That's a lot better. The bevel's much more even now. So we're going to just give it some more laps. Some that are more straight on. All right. Let's see what that looks like. And just a few more passes, and that'll be, and then all the chips, everything will be gone off this blade. I'm taking light strokes now. And you can see how the water is undercutting. Beautiful. Wonderfully sharp, wonderfully set bevel. And I'm pretty sure every chip on this now is gone. Lovely. Beautiful. All right. Now we're going to move on to the 3K. And what I'm going to do, I'm just going to use a straight X stroke to make sure that if there is anything left I didn't see, I can take care of what little minuscule bit is left on this 3K. Now I'm going to keep track of my tape. Because I treated it pretty rough. At bevel set. And I'm using a bit of torque. Look at that though. And check my tape. It's still good. Check my edge. Dude, I really don't need to go anymore on this 3K. Most all the scratches are removed. But I'm going to do another set of 40 just on general principle. And that should be it. Let me see. Oh, that's slamming good. I like that. Tape's in decent shape. Let me look at the edge. Wonderful. Nice cleaned, polished edge. Chips are gone. That's pretty much all it takes if you have just tiny little microchips. Look, if you've got more, then obviously you got to do a lot more work. But if you just got a few microchips on the edge of a blade, they will more than likely hone out. This is my Norton 8. Just a light bit of torque. Now that's 60 passes, thereabouts. I'm going to dry the stone a little bit, take most of the wet off of it. Very light. Beautiful. That should be beautiful. I'll look at it through a loop, but I already pretty much know that that's a well-polished edge. Oh, yeah. Gorgeous. Gorgeous all the way up. Wonderful. I love the, people say, well, the Norton 8K, it's more like a 5K or yada, yada, yada. It puts one beautiful mirrored edge on a straight. I don't give a hoot what they say it is. That is blooming gorgeous. All right. Now I'll finish this on a Shobodani, going through the Nagura. That I won't video that. You guys have seen that before. I just wanted to kind of showcase this blade because it had some microchips in it, and I wanted you to know just how simple sometimes that is to deal with. Alright, God bless you. I'll talk to you later.